Welcome to Around the Peninsula. I'm Katusa Corporal Chue Minyong. Special Forces personnel are conducting free-fall training operations during this year's Key Resolve Fall Eagle exercise. Staff Sergeant Jael Laborn introduces us to one of the members participating in the events.
In training or in real-world operations, members of the Special Forces community consistently perform at the highest levels when called upon. Free-fall team leader Captain David expresses how he remains balanced and driven to be an effective leader.
What motivated me to join Special Operations was the professionalism of the soldiers, as well as the mission that they're charged with. The most challenging aspect of the job is leading the high caliber soldier that is in Special Forces and living up to their standard of leadership and executing at that level.
Captain David's team performs high-altitude, high-opening jumps to join their Republic of Korea Special Forces counterparts on the ground. After
Exiting the bird, we get into a stack, which is an organized pattern for command and control of the element. Identify the drop zone. Once we hit the ground, assemble, maintain security, and move on to our follow-on mission.
Captain David shares what he believes is the most vital element for his team's success.
The most important part of the camaraderie within an ODA or Operational Detachment Alpha is the trust. And that's not something that you can build over a matter of days or weeks. It's something that you build over months and years of working together, knowing everything about them and they know everything about you.
Staff Sergeant Jael Laborn, Kunsan Air Base, Korea.
This covert insertion method provides minimal risk to both the aircraft and the jumpers. Troops with the end of runway jet crew are by the book as they are the last eyes on the jet before it takes off from Kunsan Air Base.
When you think of Kunsan Air Base, you think of fighter jets. But before any jet ever leaves the flight line, there are many things that must happen.
Standard ops in the Air Force, got to do the FOD check every morning. We're going to walk the line, look for anything laying on the ground, any kind of FOD that might jeopardize the aircraft as it taxi bys, whether it get caught in a tire or sucked up into an intake. Got to make sure the ramp's clean.
But that's just the beginning of their job.
Our job is to look at every aircraft in the 8th Fighter Wing before it takes off and then again after it lands. Especially where we're working at down here to know that we're the last set of eyes on the aircraft before it flies. The job can be a little repetitive at times, but whether it's one aircraft or 1,000 we're looking at, if we find that one thing that could cause any problems in flight, it makes it all worth it.
He's not alone in his endeavor. It takes a team to make this work.
When the jets come down to EOR, we look for anything that could be a safety of flight issue that happened during the taxi down there. Person with the vest on, they marshal the jet in and they make sure he stops in the right spot. And they keep an eye on the scene and they watch everybody, make sure they're doing everything correctly by the book. We look for leaks, we look for doors being left open, make sure servicing is good to go. And then we have a weapons crew that comes out and they arm up the jet. They pull all the last pins, the gun pin or chaff and flare pin.
Sergeant Timothy Villarreal, Kunsan Air Base, Korea.
One of the most important jobs of being end-of-runway crew is the foreign objects and debris check prior to any shift to avoid serious damage to the jets. It's a special treat as a weapon system rains thunder over the Republic of Korea for the first time. Specialist Pedro Amador reports from Rocket Valley.
It's an amazing sight as rounds fly from the M142 High Mobility Artillery Rocket System, or HIMARS, over the Republic of Korea for the first time at Rocket Valley. The event is part of a combined joint live fire between 6th Battalion, 37th Field Artillery Regiment, U.S. Marine Corps elements, and their Republic of Korea counterparts.
We are best when we combine our assets as militaries, and that means that we work alongside with our ROC partners combined and with the Marines. That is our joint capability. So this is a combined joint live fire exercise that helps us all understand how we can bring about our power in a combined, coordinated way.
One Marine who has traveled from El Paso, Texas, is one of the first crew chiefs to fire rockets from the HIMARS over Korea.
It was pretty good. It went smooth. Everything went good. According to safety, safety is always first, so we're always verifying safety, and everything went good.
This isn't Callero's first deployment with his HIMARS to a foreign country.
Afghanistan, 2009. stationed in Bastion. That was our primary mission, HIMARS.
This combat veteran strengthens the efforts in securing the Republic of Korea's peninsula. Specialist Pedro Amador, Rocket Valley, Korea.
The High Mobility Artillery Rocket System carries 6 rockets. "We go together" is a common phrase to describe the Republic of Korea and U.S. alliance. Petty Officer Chris Church shows what somber occasion brings both ROK and U.S. soldiers even closer.
March 26, 2010. A tragedy hits the Republic of Korea Navy.
Simply shock. That was it. I couldn't feel anything else. A ROK ship was sinking, but we were expecting some loss of sailors. That was just mere shock to all of us. I stayed at the Fleet Command. It got more emotional, more stressful. There was no day, there was no night. We were working 24/7, trying to locate our lost sailors. After all 4 years, it still hits our hearts.
Give the country peace and liberty.
4 years later, the commander of Naval Forces Korea, or CNFK sailors, stand alongside their Republic of Korea counterparts during a memorial ceremony to remember those who lost their lives when the ROK ship Chonin sank.
Their families, the rest of their Navy has great respect for them, as do we, and their legacy will live on in all of us as we go forward. So I think it's important to take a time out from our busy lives and remember their ultimate sacrifice.
Having the ROK and U.S. sailors come together in front of CNFK, remembering our fallen sailors, it means the most noble and honor to all of us, the sailors and the families.
Petty Officer Chris Church, Yongsan, Korea.
46 sailors and 1 underwater diver died when the Chonin sank. Students can learn a lot from their teachers. Air Force Staff Sergeant Justin Wayne introduces one who's helping mold the minds of his class.
Science, Technology, Engineering, and Mathematics, or STEM, is a hands-on program designed to encourage critical thinking skills in students. At Osan Middle School, it's Tom Carlin's job to make STEM relatable.
The STEM program here at Osan Middle School is geared to the student because we want them to obtain those skills, the basic skills, to be able to succeed in today's challenging world.
Helping students gain an appreciation and understanding of STEM led to Mr. Carlin being named the Air Force STEM Teacher of the Year.
That's awesome. At first when I heard or got the news, I was speechless, and I guess because I don't expect that. I'm a teacher and I'm expected to teach and the student and for them to be successful, not so much the light on me, it's for them.
Students like Abigail Davidson are proud to learn from Mr. Carlin.
Well, it makes me pretty proud because it's not every day you get to be a pupil of one of the STEM Teachers of the Year. It's a pretty special opportunity to be learning from someone like that.
While students come and go, Mr. Carlin always makes sure his current students come away with the desire to learn. Air Force Staff Sergeant Justin Wayne, Osan Air Base, Korea.
Mr. Carlin has taught middle school for more than 30 years. That was your Around the Peninsula for Thursday, April 10th. From all of us at AFN, enjoy your evening.
Sexual assault is sexual contact.
It's pretty much any unwanted touching. It doesn't necessarily have to be the hot spots.
It's pretty much a violation of another person.
It has no face. No face, no name, no age, no rank.
It's very disheartening knowing that those of us in the same uniform are taking advantage of others.
For somebody to think that they have that control over somebody else is really disheartening because it goes against the Army values whatsoever.
I try to do everything within my power to kind of protect, my family. And when you're talking about, the military family, it's kind of disheartening when you see what goes on because it doesn't have to, it's preventable.
We've got a job to do, and one sexual assault could undo a whole unit.
Know your surroundings. If it don't look right, it don't feel right, it's probably not right.
If it's wrong, say something.